Good day po, ma'am. Kami po ang group na magpe-present ng Automated Church Attendance System or ACAS for short. And kami po ay sina Lee Dave, Garrett, Lyndon, Gian Paulo, which is ako po, and si Lawrence po.
Starting off po with our chapter 1, i-discuss po namin dito is yung mga sumusunod, which is statement of the problem, objects of the study, scope and limitations, and importance of the study. So sa statement of the problem po tayo, dito po dinidetermine namin yung mga potential issues, problems na kinakaharap ng mga church organization. Una-una po dito is, syempre po is yung manual work, since traditional po yung pag-check nila, which yung pag-check on paper and by hand, nagiging tedious po yung trabaho nila na nagkakaroon po ng kadalasan po mga errors sa pag-check nila and inconsistent, inaccurate, lalo na po kapag nag-check ng maraming attendance. Especially po kapag since manual po ito and physically siya nakikita, magiging issue po niya dito is yung security. Pwede rin po kasing ma-manipulate yung mga records niya. Nasusunod po natin is yung objectives of the study. Sa objectives of the study po namin, dinidetermine po namin dito yung mga goals na gusto po naming ma-attain throughout this whole system. So unang-una po is especially to record the attendance of the church members using QR scanners. QR scanners po, ginamit po namin to kasi po mas efficient and effective po sila. So another objective of ours is to generate attendance report for the church. Ito po yung pag-generate ng report, especially mga periodic reports after ng isang simba or na after a month ng mga pagsamba na lumipas. Next naman po is to manage church members' records for attendance tracking. Ito na po yung pinaka-main purpose na aming proposed system is to manage and track their attendance automatically. Next naman po is our objective is to produce QR cards for each member. So once ang member is insert sa aming system or may new member na gagawin, it automatically creates a QR card for that certain member. And lastly, our objective is to provide an emergency backup battery and data storage for the scanners. Ito po especially kapag in case of emergencies na kapag may power outage or may halimbawa po is offline or walang internet yung ating church, magiging available pa rin po siya. Following po is our scope and limitations. Dito natin i-determine yung limit and capabilities ng ating proposed system. Unang-una, ang target po namin are mga church organizations, and ang location po na scope namin is within the San Jose City. So ang capabilities and features po ng aming system, unang-una, a church member can only make an attendance sa ating system. A church executive can do CRUD and especially yung power ng delete. Pero sa ating church secretaries, they can only view records, add and update them. Yung ACAS, they can generate QR templates para sa ating mga new members. Pwede rin silang mag-generate or export ng hard copy documents and yung off-power or offline recording. Next naman po is yung importance of the study. Dito natin dinidetermine yung kung sino yung magbe-benefit and kung ano yung magbe-benefit. So, case of our system, target po namin is yung church organizations. Ini-ensure po namin na magbe-benefit sa kanila ito dahil inibigyan po sila ng mas maraming oras sa pag-handle ng mga church activities during church hours. Especially po sa mga following stakeholders namin, which is yung church executives and your church secretaries. Sa church executives, sila po yung mostly yung nagmamanage ng buong church. Dahil po dito, they can effortlessly manage church attendance, enabling them with more effective leadership and member management of the church. So church secretaries naman po, since sila yung manually na nagre-record ng mga attendance ng bawat members, this system can provide them with more time and less work for their contribution to the church community.
So, dito naman po tayo sa chapter 2, which is makikita natin yung mga mga past research na ginawa ng mga researchers and mga existing alternatives dun sa nabanggit na doon sa proposed system namin. So, una, ano nga ba yung mga challenges sa manual attendance tracking na currently ginagawa ng mga churches? So, dahil nga maraming population and continuing na lumalaganap yung population or mga attendees dun sa church, is nagkakaroon din ng high workload yung mga church secretaries. And inline dun sa high workload is maaaring magkaroon ng error or magiging prone sa error yung pag-take or pag-record ng mga attendance manually. So, pangalawa is may issues dito sa data integrity and security. So, dahil nga manually siyang tinitake, magiging prone siya sa mga manipulations, and ayun, nawawalan ng integrity or security yung mga data na kinukuha dun sa church. So, lastly, yung inefficiency in managing large congregations. So, dahil nga inline siya sa unang problem, which is na high workload, yung pagtitake ng attendance or pag-record ng attendance is maging inefficient kumpara sa pinapropose ng system namin. So, next naman is yung mga existing alternatives or existing technological solutions. So, may gumawa ng research na ginamit niya is RFID, or nakabase siya sa RFID systems, which is yung ginawang research nila Nwaji noong 2013, na nag-develop sila ng RFID attendance system na nag-result naman ito ng nag-result siya ng magandang feedback doon sa user friendliness ng interface, and nag-allow siya ng seamless data editing and retrieval. So, meron din namang gumamit ng server module para sa identity check, which is yung research na ginawa nila Masala and Rizala noong 2014, na nag-propose sila ng system or nag-propose sila ng server module na nag-check doon sa server ng mga identity ng mga users. So, na-accomplish nila ito at nagkaroon naman to ng positive feedback. So, meron din namang ginawa sila Serrano noong 2019 na gumamit sila ng internet in line with the RFID, na yung RFID is physically connected siya doon sa management system na nag-aalaw ng automation ng data and automatic data storage na naka-base doon sa identification or information ng mga users. So, naging innovative ito, and nag-result ito ng simplification ng attendance tracking. And nagkaroon din ito ng real-time checking and data accuracy. So, sa mobile-based systems naman, gumamit sila ng QR code and mobile devices. So, dun sa pinopose na research nila Kumar and Karimula noong 2017 is gumamit sila ng cellphone or smartphone na nag-install sila ng attendance app na kailangan ng internet, then yung cellphone na yon or yung app is ini-scan niya or ayun nga, ini-scan niya yung QR code, which results na nakakapag-take ito ng attendance. So, yung result ng research nila is na-eliminate yung traditional na pagmamanual attendance ng mga professors or ng mga teachers, and naging more efficient yung klase, and hindi siya naging prone sa error. So, sa research naman ni Talib and Zulkifli noong 2018 is in-illustrate nila yung major impact ng mobile technology sa teaching and learning process. And ginamit nila yung mobile attendance system na gumagamit din ng QR code na ayun nga, naging modernized and nagkaroon ito ng accelerated process sa pagre-record ng attendance ng mga student. So overall, yung mga studies or mga existing technological solution is nag-result ito ng magandang feedback sa mga gumagamit or sa mga pinagdausan ng research na yon. So next is yung objectives naman nung propose namin na automated church attendance system. So, yung system namin is nakakapag-record ng attendance using the QR scanner. So, basically, merong card, and yung card na yun is yun yung i-scan doon sa QR scanner. And after nun, makakapag-take na attendance and makakapag-generate ito ng mga attendance reports. And sa side naman ng ng admin or ng mga executive and secretaries, makakapag-manage sila ng mga member records. And maging automated din yung QR cards na kapag nag-add ka ng member, and with that, ma-ensure natin yung data security na with backup solutions na diniscuss doon sa chapter 1. And next naman is benefits ng automated church attendance system. So, magiging modernized or streamlined yung attendance tracking. Hindi na masyado mahihirapan yung mga secretaries. And mag-enhance yung data accuracy and security. Dahil nga minamanage na siya ng system, automated siya. So, accuracy is hindi siya magiging prone sa error. And yung security niya is isa lang makakapag-handle or makakapag-delete nung mga records doon, and makita nung mga secretary doon sa system yung mga attendance. So, pangatlong benefits is ma-reduce yung mga workloads dahil nga automated na yung pag-take and pag-generate ng report ng mga attendance. So, panghuli, may improve yung community engagement dahil nga sa better attendance tracking. Ayun. So, lastly, comparison nung mga related literature and existing alternative literature doon sa proposed naming system. So, makita natin dito, QR code is mas cost-effective siya, mas madali siyang gamitin, mas magiging versatile siya, and yung integration niya is hindi siya masyado mahihirapan kasi gagamit lang tayo ng QR, tapos pwede siyang i-print sa papel or doon nga mismo sa card, tapos magiging mas accessibility siya compared doon sa barcode, RFID, and biometrics na ginamit ng mga past researchers. Then, up next, dito naman tayo sa chapter 3.
Moving on naman po tayo sa chapter 3, which is the methodology. Sa methodology po, ipapaliwanag namin ang 5 major parts po ng aming gagawin, which is the planning, analysis, design, implementation, and maintenance. Starting off po tayo sa planning.
So sa planning po, dito namin i-identify o mag-gather ng data sa church kung ano man po yung mga potential issues o problems na pwede naming makuha sa kanila para i-implement or i-associate namin sa aming gagawin na proposed system. So sa aming preliminary investigations, gagawa kami ng fishbone diagram para ma-identify yung mga problems and causes ng church organization. At magkakaroon din po kami ng interviewing user management kung saan dito itatanong namin yung mga sumusunod na questions. Una is, how do you conduct your attendance tracking? What are your methods? Have you encountered errors in attendance recording before? How did you address them? Why is accuracy crucial in attendance documents? What are the tools that helps you manage these attendance records? And lastly, is the church open for changes regarding attendance tracking within the church? Susunod po is yung paggawa namin ng Gantt chart kung saan dito ilalagay po yung mga dates ng progress ng pagkakasunod-sunod ng bawat task and schedules. Next naman po is yung analysis. Sa analysis po, meron po tayong feasibility studies. Sa feasibility studies, i-identify po natin if capable ba yung church na mag-handle and mag-manage ng proposed system. I-identify po yung technical feasibility, operational feasibility, and economic feasibility. Then, pag na-determine po yun, masasabi po na feasible yung church organization na i-handle and mag-implement ng church attendance system. Next is yung flowchart. So flowchart, dito po ipapakita in a diagram form yung process ng manual operation nila. Na may kita po dito yung bawat stages ng kanilang attendance process. Next naman po is yung system requirements checklist. Dito po makikita yung capabilities, features ng aming proposed system. Sa input, ang input po dito is especially since attendance record to, yung pag-input ng attendance nila using QR scanners. So yung QR cards are manually inserted or scanned through them. Then is yung process natin. Sa process, members use their QR cards to give their attendance. Attendance report shows the periodic analysis, which is yung pag-report ng attendance. Must identify valid QR codes present in the system. Adding a member will generate a new QR card or yung pag-create ng QR template. Next naman po is yung output. Sa output, since every time na mag-create ng new member, mag-create din siya ng new QR cards associated sa details ng member na yun. Yung pag-create din ng attendance reports. Then, kapag na-create po sila, they can output ay hard copy ng report na yon. Next naman is yung control. Executives and secretaries, medyo similar sila ng capabilities. But ang difference lang is ang executives lang ang pwedeng mag-delete ng members sa system para magkaroon lang ng authority yung executive sa buong system. Then, both secretaries and executives can print or export hard copy documents. Then naman is yung performance. Sa performance, ang system must only operate during church hours. Hindi siya dapat may kitang nagtitake ng attendance kapag hindi o kapag walang ganap na church. Does not accept false QR codes. If may na-scan na QR codes na wala sa system, hindi siya agad-agad may insert or ang mayayari is i-deny ito. Then lastly, sa performance is kailangan may emergency battery or power outage and emergency data storage.
Next naman po is yung sa design natin. Sa design po, kami po ay gagawa ng context diagram para makita po yung main data flow ng ating proposed system. Then, sunod po is gagawa namin siya ng data flow diagram, which is more explained version po ng ating context diagram para makita po natin yung lahat-lahat data flow na meron po tayo sa ating system. And sunod po is yung paggawa ng use case diagram para makita ang interaction ng user sa ating system and the system to the user. So, entity relationship diagram naman po is para makita natin yung entities and lahat ng kanilang attributes and yung pagkakakonect-connecta po nila kung paano po sila nag-i-interact. Sa relational data model naman po is yung main connections po ng ating mga entities sa isa't isa, and sa user design interface naman po is mostly yung ating prototype.
So, sa implementation naman po tayo, mag-step by step po tayo. So, first step is mag-set up tayo ng environment. So, sa hardware, kailangan natin yung QR code scanners which will be provided by us, which is meron tong camera, may mga backup power supply and emergency data storage devices. So, pangalawa is yung computers or yung servers na gagamitin for database management. So, sa computers is kung may pre-existing na computer na sila and papasado ito dun sa requirements namin is pwede nang gamitin yon. Or kung gagamit naman tayo ng or kung hindi papasok dun sa requirements na kailangan ng system namin is magpo-provide tayo ng computers na kayang gumamit ng system namin. So, pangatlo, which is inline dun sa QR code scanners and dun sa computers or servers, is yung backup power supply and emergency data storage devices in case of emergencies or sa mga areas na prone sa pagkawala ng kuryente. So, sa software side naman po tayo, is gamit tayo ng JDK or Java Development Kit, Integrated Development Environment or yung IDE niya, Database Management System, DBMS, katulad ng SQL or MariaDB, and web server, and lastly, yung QR code generation and scanning libraries. Pangalawa naman po is yung coding process ng system natin. So, yung coding process, mag-involve lang siya ng translating nung design na ginawa namin into actual coding. So, if na-code na ito is gagawa tayo pupunta naman tayo dun sa pangatlong step, which is yung testing natin. So, sa testing, gagamit tayo ng mga types or different testing types na para ma-fully tested kung gagana ba talaga yung system natin. So, sa integration testing, sa unit testing is, yung mga function is, iti-test namin individually para ma-ensure yung function ay gumagana. So, sa integration naman is, i-ensure natin na yung mga functions is nag-work siya together. So, hindi siya nagre-result sa mga errors or hindi siya ma-prone dun hindi siya prone sa warnings and errors kapag ginagamit na yung system namin. So, sa system testing naman is dito na i-conduct yung pag-test ng system or yung buong system para ma-verify kung yung buong system ba is gagana as expected. So, isi-simulate natin dito yung mga real-world scenarios. Example na lang dito is kapag nawala ng kuryente or kapag ginagamit na ng executives and secretaries yung system natin. So, dito naman po tayo sa support and maintenance, which is, hinahati natin siya sa tatlo, which is yung support and maintenance, yung data backup recovery strategies, pati yung creating a maintenance team. So, sa support and maintenance is, gagawa tayo ng mga user training na para ma-develop yung ma-develop ng gagamit yung mga kailangan niyang mga training para magamit niya seamlessly yung system natin. So magko-conduct din tayo ng mga hands-on workshops or ayun nga magko-conduct tayo ng mga training and interactive sessions or para sa madaling salita is ite-test natin yung system kasama yung mga users na or yung mga gagamit ng system na yon. So magpo-provide din tayo ng mga support and resources sa church para ma-enhance yung mga skills nila and yung mga issues na may encounter nila is marisolbahan natin. So sa data backup and recovery strategies naman, ayun nga mag-i-implement tayo ng automated backup systems para in case na magkaroon tayo ng mga hazardous moment katulad ng mga calamities is yung data natin is may backup para hindi siya mawala. Tapos alinsunod naman dito is yung may i-utilize din natin yung cloud-based storage para sa backup and recovery natin in case yun nga may calamities is madali natin makakuha yung mga datas natin. So next naman is yung creating a maintenance team. Yung maintenance team natin is binibuild siya ng mga skilled individuals within the organizations or pwede rin sila mag-hire externally or pwede rin nilang i-hire yung team namin para i-manage yung maintenance ng system. So kapag gusto nila na within the organizations na lang is babalik tayo doon sa support and maintenance na ititrain natin sila para matuto sila sa pag-maintain ng system.
Sunod naman po is yung chapter 4. Dito naman po is yung pag-show or featured ng results and discussions na tinakal po natin sa ating design or chapter 3. So sa unang part po is yung planning. Papakita lang po namin dito is yung mga response ng tinanong po namin sa kanila or interview, pero hindi na po namin babasahin. So sa unang tanong po is ito po yung response nila. Then next. Susunod pong question. Then sunod naman po. And lastly yung so yun po. Yun po maging response nila sa aming interview. So ngayon po is yung pag-discuss ng fishbone diagram. Dito po i-identify natin yung problems and causes nito. So ang main problem po dito is yung manual attendance tracking within the church community. And na-determine po namin causes is manpower, method, software, measurements, and materials. Sa manpower po, ang details niya, enough people. Sa methods, manual operated or hand operated. Sa software, ang ginagamit lang po nila sa pag-store o pag-manage ng attendance nila is using spreadsheet applications and word applications. Sa measurements, naging cost po ng isa pong cost nito is yung large scale data. Then sa material, yung paggamit ng checklist sa pag-track or pag-record ng attendance and yung paggamit ng cards. The next naman po is yung aming chart. So ito po yung maging process or procedures na aming iti-take throughout the whole course of our research. So sa first 2 weeks, yung aming planning kung saan mag-gather kami ng data mula sa church na aming i-analyze during our analysis stage. Then is our design stage, yung 7 to 10 weeks na kung saan po dito is yung pag-create namin ng blueprint or mga architectures para mag-build o maging foundation ng aming proposed system. Then next is yung implementation, kung saan dito na yung mismong implementation ng codes and programs na nagtitake siya ng 11 to 19, from week 11 to week 19. And lastly is yung maintenance namin na dito ina-handle if chine-check po ba kung may potential problems na i-discover o haharapin yung church organization kapag ginagamit na po yung proposed system. Alongside po dito is yung pagbibigay ng support sa kanila para ma-handle yung proposed system. Sunod naman po is yung analysis. So sa analysis po, itatakal po dito yung feasibility studies. So sa unang feasibility study po is yung operational feasibility. Na dahil po sa response nila sa interview, na-determine naman po namin na operationally feasible sila sa pag-handle ng proposed system dahil po sinabi po nila na may ginagamit naman po silang computer sa pag-handle ng church ng attendance nila. Kaya po nakita po namin na operational feasible po sila. Lalong-lalo na po sa admin, yung pag-handle niya po ng buong system is okay na po yun. Then yung si church secretaries, since isa rin po sila sa nag-handle ng attendance and may experience na po sila sa paggamit ng computer, operational feasible po yung church organization. Next naman po is yung technical feasibility. If yung proposed system po ba is kaya ng kanilang hardware. Since may computer na po sila sa kanilang church na na-reach naman po yung specifications na kailangan ng aming proposed system, nakita po namin na technical feasible na rin po yung church. Next naman po is yung economic feasibility. Dahil nga po yung church is may sarili ng computer and kaya rin pong i-run yung aming proposed system. Ang kailangan na lang pong kunin or install is yung softwares na NetBeans and SAMP para since libre naman po to, magiging viable po yung price sa kanila. Susunod naman po is yung flowchart. So dito na nga po yung pag-identify ng manual operation or process ng church ng kanilang pong traditional na church attendance. So sa unang-unang part po is yung church member. So a church member can give attendance either pag-flip ng kanyang name card or hindi. Kapag pinip or hindi, mare-record yun sa ating attendance recording process. Then export po siya or bago pa export, i-handle po ng ating church secretaries tsaka po mag-export ng attendance report. Pag yung attendance report po is i-handle naman ng church executives, i-review nila once na na-identify nila na may poor performance yung church or may isang member na may poor performance, magre-request sila ng home visit sa ating church secretaries. Then kapag na-receive naman ng church secretaries yung kailangan i-home visit, tsaka po nila pupuntahan sa sarili nilang bahay yung mga church members.
Next naman po is yung sa design. Sa design po, which is una natin is yung context diagram. Dito po ipapakita natin lahat ng flow ng data, main flow ng data na mangyayari sa ating system. So sa unang-unang process po natin is yung main process natin, church attendance system, which is same lang din halos po sa flowchart, which ang gagawin lang ni member is i-scan niya yung attendance card niya. Then, papasok yung attendance information kay attendance machine, pabalik yung attendance detail or yung confirm details kay church attendance system. Then, magde-deliver ng reports kay secretary and kay executives as well as yung confirmation na nakapag-attendance yung member. So, sa church secretary, ang pwede niyang gawin doon is mag-request ng report, mag-update ng information ng member and member evaluation para pagka dumating yung collective attendance reports and member performance report kay executives is pwede din siyang magbigay ng evaluation sa member na kung saan is pupuntahan ni church secretary yung church member na for performance base dun sa periodic reports. So, executives pa rin po is yung gagawin niyo is yung pag-register ng new church members and pag-check ng church member information. Next po is yung ating data flow diagram. Sa data flow diagram, ang gagawin po ni ating system ay kukunin niya yung attendance card ni member papunta sa unang process natin sa attendance confirmation na i-check niya sa database kung andun ba si member. Pagka-verified na, ipapasa yung attendance detail sa attendance machine, then kukunin yung attendance machine yung attendance detail, papunta sa ating process 2 na record attendance, papunta dun sa ating data store number 2 na attendance logs. After ma-record kay attendance logs, is dadaan na siya sa process 3 natin na attendance monitoring, kung saan mag-generate ng periodic reports papunta kay church secretaries and church executives. So ngayon, yung church secretary, pag na-receive yung periodic reports, ay i-verify niya yung reports papunta sa ating process number 4 na church member evaluation. So sa process number 4 natin is may 2 results tayo, which is yung performance report and evaluation results. So yung performance reports ay pupunta kay church executives. So ngayon, pag poor performing yung ang isang member, ipapasa ni church executives sa process 5, which is the managed church members. Siya ang magde-decide kung i-remove na yung member. So pagka i-remove niya yung member, ipapasa niya church member information kay process number 5, then yung member details ay pupunta kay data store number 2 para ma-remove na si member sa attendance log. So, si church executives naman is pwede din mag-register ng new church member. So, ganun din ang gagawin niya, papasa niya kay process number 5. Yan, tapos pupunta siya sa new church member details ay pupunta sa ating church member database. Then next is yung sa church member evaluation na process 4 is yung evaluation results na which is yun yung home visit na magiging result papunta kay member. And I forgot to mention yung sa 5.0 natin na process is sa manage church members is pati sa church member database is ma-remove yung data ni member kapag napag-decide ni church executive na i-remove yung member na yon. So, another function ni church secretaries is yung pag-update ng church member, which is pupunta siya sa process number 5. So, ang main result lang nito is yung pag-visit, pagka-poor performance yung member, and pagka sobrang poor na is yung pag-remove kay member sa ating database. So, next po natin is use case diagram. So, makikita natin dito yung ating church attendance system na may main processes na scan QR code, manage church members, conduct home visits, verify attendance records, generate QR code, evaluate church members and performance, and evaluate church performance. So, simulan natin sa member. As a church member, ang process lang na pwede or interaction lang na pwede mong gawin sa ating system is yung scan QR code and yung pag-verify ng sarili mong attendance records. So, as a church secretary, ang nagagawa ng church secretary is manage church members, conduct home visit, verify attendance records, generate QR code, and evaluate church member performance. So, nilimit natin si church secretary sa ganun, since si church executive naman ang pwede lang mag-evaluate ng church performance. And also, si church secretary lang ang gumagawa ng home visit via the order of church executive. Next naman po is yung ating entity relationship diagram kung saan meron tayong church member na meron siyang sariling credential at ang kanyang primary key is yung member ID. So, one church member provide one QR code. So, sa QR code, meron siyang card ID and description. So, many QR code can be scanned by one attendance machine. So, si attendance machine natin is may attendance ID, date, and time. So, pagka nag-record tayo ng attendance, is marirecord yung ID nun, then yung date and time. So, one attendance machine generate reports to many secretary and many church executive. So, ang ating attendance machine ay mag-generate ng report. Kada report ay mayroon siyang report ID and evaluation papunta kay church executive and church secretary. So, si church secretary natin is meron tayong credentials niya as well as yung secretary ID, which is yung kanyang primary key, and as well as yung kay church executive. Same lang sila na may credentials and executive ID. Then yan, magpo-propose ng visit si church secretary papunta kay church member. So, one church secretary visits many member after ma-receive yung report. Next po ang ating relational data model. So, sa church member, meron tayong member ID, last name, first name, middle name, address, and religion, which is ang primary key niya, si member ID, na ipinapasa kay QR card. So, si QR card is meron tayong card ID, description, and yung kanyang foreign key na member ID. Then, yung card ID is yun yung ini-scan ni attendance ID para i-record niya kasama nung date and time. After ma-record ng attendance machine yung attendance ng ating member, is ipapasa niya sa attendance report yung attendance ID, and then yung evaluation ay ma-generate base sa performance ng member na yun. Then, yung attendance report ID ay mapapasa sa ating member evaluation report. And then, yung church secretary na mag-evaluate sa member as well as yung executive ID na nag-evaluate din sa member. I mean, yung church executive and church secretary na mag-evaluate sa member ay mapupunta yung ID nila dun sa evaluation report na mag-generate ng ating system. Para mag-generate ng member evaluation report na ipapasa or i-visit ng ating mga secretary.
Next, dito naman, papakita namin yung mismong prototype. Dito naman po ipapakita namin yung pinaka-design and step ng prototype. So first, is of course yung login interface wherein kailangan mo lang ilagay yung username and password mo, then click login. Next, after logging in, yung bali bubungad sa'yo yung welcome successfully login. Then, ito na yung main page wherein makikita mo din sa right side yung attendance, records, and analytics.
Dito naman po sa attendance interface, makita po yung record ng attendance na scheduled. Next. Dito naman po sa record interface, dito po makikita yung kung saan po silang part ng barangay. Dito naman po sa analytic interface, makikita po yung percentage ng absence and attendees. And if you click the generate report, pupunta na po yung report sa executive.
That's all po for our research. Thank you po.